Hey everyone, it's just me coming to you from another vlog. I've been finding that it's much easier to get you guys content using vlogs instead of actually blogging, instead of having to write things down. Anyways, this is about Thursday night's ride. Recently, you guys know that I was bedridden again for a week. 2 weeks ago, I was out of commission, couldn't train. I lost 7 days of training, and coming so close to my Ironman event, I got pretty concerned. I didn't say much, but the beginning of last week, I was also bedridden again. 2 more days due to just really, really bad muscle pain and muscle burning. I get these knots just in the form of like a rope that goes straight down through the tissue of my muscle. And when I lock up, they just lock up and it hurts like hell. I couldn't train beginning this week, so I was just getting very, very, very concerned. Thursday, though, was fantastic. It was a boost to my morale. I needed it. I woke up at like 3 in the morning. I couldn't sleep Thursday morning, and just decided no matter what, I needed to try and go and ride and get back into training. I left around 8:39 in the morning and ended up heading down towards Palmerton the entire way down there. It was very, very painful just because of the knots in my muscles, just very uncomfortable. And the lactic acid just burns, everything feels so tight. My goal was just to ride and see how I felt, and as it unfolded, I would know whether to turn around or not. So I ended up by traveling all the way down through Palmerton and then through Bowmanstown to New Ringgold and out by Cabela's, the outfitter in Hamburg. I was actually in Orwigsburg. There, just outside of that area in a town called Dreyersville. I ended up climbing Hawk Mountain, so it was my climb over the Appalachian Trail to go into the valley side of the AT, and it was a great climb, fantastic. Finished it pretty fast, then came screaming down on the backside. Um, I knew that descent, and I knew that it was pretty safe, so I could let her rip. And then ended up hooking up with track cyclists from New Zealand, pro cyclist who's here in town for the summer racing at the Velodrome in Allentown. And the day just started getting better and better. Um, as I was kind of happy that he actually was splitting off in Furnace Creek to go back south to the valley, and I was going up towards Pocono Mountains because he was only out for like a about like a 4 hour ride. I was out for like 7 or 8, so our paces didn't match, and he was just crushing me. So I was glad that he basically turned south. And then it was the day just was fantastic. It just got better. My muscles started loosening up. The pains that I was getting from overuse activity from running seemed to be at bay. I adjusted my cleats and brought my foot forward on the pedal, and I just felt like the injuries were being held off for the most part. And I ended up heading back towards to cross the AT at a place called Smith Gap. And on my way there, going through these small little towns like Walnutport and Slatington, I ended up seeing a Liquid Lightning truck go by. And for those of you guys who don't know what Liquid Lightning is, it's an awesome energy drink. It has great flavor. It's an energy drink like Red Bull, um, but it has a very, very good flavor. It doesn't taste like flowers. And so I see this Liquid Lightning truck go by, and by this point, all my caffeine had been out of my system. I do train with caffeine. I love it in small doses, and I was just dying to get something into my mouth taste-wise because basically I had been on the road for, at this point, I climbed Hawk Mountain. That's about mile 60, and then somewhere between 60 and 90, I met this guy, and all I had been down in was Power Bar gummies, and so that's all I could taste, that and water. So I was really looking forward to the Liquid Lightning, and I chose the sugared one and not the non-sugar because I actually needed the extra sugar, and I was a little concerned that the Liquid Lightning would, because it was carbonated, because I never had exercise with it, that it caused some stomach problems. Uh, One of the side effects of fibromyalgia is what's called IBS, and that's basically an irritable stomach and a very sensitive stomach, and stuff that you wouldn't even think can just set you off, where your stomach just distends and you have issues. I ran into that in Providence, Rhode Island, on my run of the half Ironman, where I just started vomiting from using their energy drink and not mine. So anyways, this Liquid Lightning went down great. It was warm. It stayed down. I got my energy boost again and head towards Smith Gap. I passed this chick on the way. Just to ask her where Smith Gap is, because it just starts becoming more and more hard to find as you're getting out there. And she had basically had warned me that it was a not the best of roads, but it was travelable, and that it was steep, but that wasn't a problem. So was Hawk Mountain. But I get up there, I get one third of the way up, and these potholes starting to be the size that I could basically swallow up a Mack truck. And two-thirds of the way up, the road completely is gone, just decimated, and turns into gravel and dirt. And I'm riding basically brand new rims. First day out on these rims, these Bontrager extra light or race light rims, carbon hubs. These things are like 1,400 gram wheels. I have Bontrager Triple X tubes in. These things are like 55 grams heavy. I've had condoms that have been thicker than these things, and I'm having issues with my stem, and I'm just like, you know what, this is not a good mix to try and really ride the rest of this ride. So I basically hop off the bike and throw it over my shoulder, take my shoes off. My shoes are carbon, so the soles are ridiculous to try and run on. So I take my shoes off, leave my socks on, so I run up this hill. I sit in the shade for a second because it's so hot out, and look around, like, damn, I'm in a patch of poison ivy. So not much I can do. I'm really allergic to it. So I get up, run up to the rest of the top of the mountain, get on my bike, and there's just a little bit more. Get to the top of the mountain. What happens? I get stung by a bee. So bee flies into my jersey. My jersey's like undone halfway up the front. It gets in there. I'm trying to get it out, and I get stung. And no big deal. I've been stung a few times this summer, but so I like, come down the backside of this mountain. This thing is just sick, steep. It's gorgeous, gorgeous descent. Um, Really steep, really switched back, really dangerous. And I couldn't let all out because of the fact that I had no idea what the whole road looked like. And I was actually on carbon pads on aluminum rims, so I didn't know for sure what would happen if they heated really far up. But so the rest of the ride was pretty decent. I finished strong, averaged uh, 18 miles an hour. Usually I would go a little faster than that, but just because it was going to be a long ride, I didn't know how to actually pace myself because I hadn't been doing well. But the ride was exactly what I needed. 7.5 hours of just straight riding, um, and a strong finish, not dwindling, not anything, just climbing strong the entire hilly ride. So to give me confidence in the fact that I'm ready for going into the competition a month from now, despite the fact that my wife's going to have our second daughter coming up in a week or two, despite the fact that I may have be set back by more periods of bedriddenness. So I'm ready to go, and this ride really helped as a motivator. I really needed it, so I'm pretty happy. I can just sit back now. My base is deep and broad and strong, so I look forward to basically a month to a T out to the Ironman. So thanks for listening.